Welcome to the very first episode of our new series. My name is Indrek and I'm the founder of GlobalReader. Today we're not jumping into the manufacturing and the industrial subjects just yet. Let's talk about who and what GlobalReader actually is.
My name is Jan and I am Chief Operating Officer at GlobalReader. Before we start discussing the real challenges in manufacturing, we want to know how GlobalReader got started. So, why GlobalReader was founded and who actually GlobalReader is?
So GlobalReader is providing a solution to manufacturers to help save time and money. So basically what we do, we help gather data and we help our customers to understand where can they improve their inefficiencies. So basically GlobalReader was founded because there was a problem on a IT manager's table. Basically there was a problem to actually collect data from the machines, but it should be cost effective. So there's a lot of tools to gather data, especially there's information from the machine providers. So you can get the data from the machine providers software using their own hardware and software and collecting data from the PLCs. But the problem was that not many companies have only machines from one machine provider, and they are not from the same era. So this means that you have different controllers, you have different machines, and now you need to gather all of the data. So at that point of time, when GlobalReader started, we actually had a very good opportunity on the market. IoT was blooming, so all the hardware was blooming at that point of time. So we were able to use rather simple hardware to collect data and then visualize the data in our software. So basically what we were able to do was to actually start, and we're still doing it actually. So we started to collect data from the machine after 30 minutes of setup, and basically the manufacturers could see right away what's happening on the machines. This was something that wasn't done before. So this was something that the problem we were able to solve. So that's where we started from, and I think the biggest issue that we have been able to solve for the factories is the fact that if you usually get production feedback, then you know that an operator said, hey, I did product A from 10 to 12. In 2 hours, I did, for example, 4,000 meters of product, but this means on average you maybe did in 1 hour 2,000 meters of product, but we were able to add a layer on top of the production feedback, which means you can actually see what happened on the machine, when the machine was producing, when there was a stop, and if you have a stop and the downtime, then you can actually start to work on those downtimes, and with that you start to save time and money.
As an ex-production manager, I can vouch these claims that yes, we have a lot of different manufacturers in factories. We have different ages of factories, starting from 40s until the 2020s. So how to get the data into one umbrella was the question. And I used to be a GlobalReader's customer, and that was exactly what we solved. Basically, we didn't know what our machines were doing, why they were stopped, what products were done. Only when I went to the shop floor and asked from the operator what the heck you were doing at the moment, then I got answers, but they weren't like always true. Like, they always claimed that somebody else's fault is that the machine wasn't running. And by the end of the day, of course, you got the results that yes, one day was good, another was bad, but why these 2 days different? were different from each other, I didn't know. So yeah, thanks to GlobalReader, this was able to see why and where the time was lost.
To be fair, so if we think about it in this way, then I think collecting data and then visualizing it actually gives transparency. So from different angles, we can see what's happening. Some indicators are showing good results. Some things might show that there's an improvement needed. But for example, one of the first things that I was working on at with this data analysis was the part that we needed to know day by day what was the average speed for the machine. So I mean, you look at the data and you see that, hey, everybody's doing their work, and then everything seems to be okay. But when you start to analyze it, for example, we very clearly saw that if we take the machine's maximum speed, then for some reason on Thursdays and Fridays after lunch, the machine speed is much slower. So we were able to go and talk to the people and find out what's happening. Why is it like that? So you can use the data from different angles, and that's I think the key element also in GlobalReader, the amount of reports we have, and you are able to look at the data from different angles, creating the transparency and making everybody understand the tools or the data in the same way. So just another example, because we can always say that why do we need the data for? Yeah, so management has their data, production operating people, operations people have a different angle for data, but they are usually not aligned. So if a CEO goes to a machine, they will say, hey, yeah, there's no profit this time. Yeah, this month there's no profit. Yeah, we had very bad profit for the company. On the other hand, the operator on the machine might say that, hey, how can this be? Like, we had a lot of work. Yeah, I was working so hard. So these are two different levels. So using the machine data, you can actually be on the same level, so that if you look at the data, you can say, hey, this machine actually did good work. It might be, the profits might be at another month, or you might be getting the profits in the next month or something. But if you look at the machine data, we can actually see and be on the same level that, hey, if the KPI of overall equipment effectiveness, OEE, is, for example, 70%, then if we know that the operator was doing over that 70%, then we know, okay, this man was actually making an effort, and there was good result, and we have the same level, because profit and I was working hard, these are not KPIs that we can actually align in the factory.
Yeah, like when I use GlobalReader, what I liked the most of GlobalReader was that there was simple data, no emotions. Like, yeah, the forklift driver was not giving me enough raw material, or the other workers were ill or had long smoke breaks. This was all like visible, and I can directly show that, hey, you were able to produce close to maximum speed of the machine, but why the other day of you weren't? And often they can't say anything about it, so they are just claiming, and the others are it's all others' fault, and not his or her fault that the machine wasn't running.
So what to expect in this series is that basically we will touch all these subjects. We will talk about how to use the data, what have been the changes, and I would say that there's some use cases that we can also touch, because there's a lot of experience that we've gained over the years.
And learning from other mistakes and successes gives always boost of emotion and helps you gather ideas how to solve your manufacturing problems. So why are we doing this series and what should be expected from this series?
I think we're mainly going to cover the different angles on how to use the data, what kind of software is created by GlobalReader to use the data. And I would say one of the key elements over here would be the implementation of any new tool into a factory environment. And this is something that we are doing a bit differently. We have a process on how to actually understand on what level the customer is and of what level of digitalization the customer is, and how to bring most out of the data for that customer. We will talk about our digitalization ladder. We will talk about the products, how to use, what to use, when to use. And of course, we will talk about the mentality of how we work with the customers. So for us, the most important thing is to understand what is the challenge of the factory that we are working with. And I think together we can bring the best results.
Okay, Indrek, you mentioned tools and products what we have. Could you bring out some brief and maybe teasers for the viewers, what they are and what they are for?
I would say that let's talk about how GlobalReader has been working over the years. So one of the key elements is to listen to the customers. When we started, we understood that the main thing we need to do is have a real-time monitoring tool. So basically you can see what's happening on your machine and if there is a stop, how to react to it, and everything around data was meant to work only with real-time factory tracking. So over the years, we've seen that customers have different needs. Production feedback process. This is the operator app that we have. Is it the analyzing the data? This is the analytics app. Or you might need to maintain your machines. So you don't want to do your maintenance in Excel, but you want to do your maintenance after a set of time or period of time or period set of products done. So you can use the maintenance tool. Or you want to do micro planning. So if your ERP system is creating a bigger plan, then we all know that the factory floor and the ERP, well, they usually don't go together. So this means that if you need to do quick changes, you can use our planning tool. So there's different add-ons you can have, like quality control. You can have your team check for quality of your product after, let's say, every 1,000 units produced. Recheck the quality. You can have your TVs up in the factory floor, and you can actually see what's happening on different machines. You don't need to go to every machine, but you can look at a report on the TV screen.
And also it creates visibility for the operators as well.
Exactly. So what's happening and what to expect from today, for example. So there's different tools to be used, but the main idea over here is that we need to find out what is the actual need of the factory. So we don't want a factory to get every tool that GlobalReader has in their portfolio, but we want the customer to have the right tools. So what we are working with is the people and the team of the factory. So for us, it's really important to understand what is the issue or the challenge that we are helping the customer to solve. And this means that we will also help the customer to pick the right tools to be used.
All of these topics what you mentioned, we will talk about in the next series. and many more things as well. For example, what is the biggest hidden problem in manufacturing that people are ignoring? How easy or hard is the culture change, what you need to do when implementing any factory tracking at all? Is Excel enough for managing modern production or not? These kind of common questions like, I don't know what my night shift is doing, or I don't know what is causing the low speeds on the nights. This is one of the key topics. Why machine manufacturers are making to access their data expensive, and how to get it more accessible. We are measuring and talking about how much material we are using, how much scrap we actually use, what is the hidden cost of it, and for example, tracking numbers, what shift departments or operators are doing to performance. And maybe there's something more what you would like to hear and what I didn't mention. You can write into the comments and give us hints or questions what is interesting you. So we have topics to talk about.
The subjects that we are going to touch definitely are based on real world experience. So all the solutions that we have built, what we've seen, and where has been the actual gain for the manufacturer. So we have been doing data gathering and integrations and culture change for the past 10 plus years. So we've gathered some experience, and this is something that we would like to share. If you have your own subject you want to have a discussion about, write us or leave your question in the comments, and we will get back to you soon.
See you in the next episode.